Hello, my name is Karen Karashny. I'm the manager here in Nova Scotia for Firefly Solar. If you're getting that video sent to you, that means you have either applied or been referred or been recruited somehow to come join us and our awesome team here in Halifax or somewhere in the province. So I want to give you as clearly as shortly as possible some information about what we do. Uh, so in essence, we help people go solar. We help people go solar in the vast majority of cases for no money out of pocket. What does that mean? So let's start with the value for the customers, and that's the most important. That's the why. That's the reason we work is to bring value to people, and so that value to the customers is quite simple. Everybody in Nova Scotia pays every month, actually every second month, to Nova Scotia Power. There is no choice, no other option. It's a monopoly. It's a legalized monopoly, and it's a company that kind of sucks. Everybody agrees to that, and has been for years now. So people don't really like Nova Scotia Power, but they have absolutely no choice, and you're probably one of them. No choice in paying whatever they tell us to pay. And the rate increases year after year after year after year for the past 20 plus years, and is going to increase and even increase even faster. So everybody is paying more. Some people sometimes are not even able to afford their power bill. In the future, that's going to be even more and more common. So people have a real problem, and the one and only solution to that problem, literally the only solution to that problem, is to go solar, is to use the power of the sun that can turn light. I mean, those solar panels turn light, the light from the sun, into a current of energy, of power, electricity that they use in the house. And this is free. The sun is free so far. So how does it work to go solar, and specifically for no money out of pocket? That basically means for people who qualify that we simply reallocate the money that they're already paying every month to Nova Scotia Power. Is just reallocated in a way to go towards their own panels, to pay for their panels. It's called a bill swap. And so for most people, when they qualify, when they are eligible, depends on a lot of factors and conditions. They don't actually have to spend anything out of pocket. They just swapping one bill that they're paying forever for a bill that is now fixed for a few years, and then ends. This bill disappears, and they have free power for the rest of their life, which is pretty awesome, as you probably can agree. A great solution to a big problem that people have, and sometimes they don't even realize that they have it. So that's what we do. Now, how do we do that? Well, that's where you come to you come to play. There are two positions to start with. The position of a setter. A setter. The setter is the one that is going door to door, mostly, but not exclusively, but mostly door to door, to find people who may be qualified, may be eligible to go solar for no money out of pocket. Um, and that's the cool thing about the position of the setter. That's the only door to door job where you're not actually selling anything. You're actually simply setting appointments. You're only finding the people who are qualified, who are eligible. And the pitch, the door approach, is actually very simple. It's pretty short, it's pretty quick. It's like 3 minutes, not even usually the conversation you have at the door. And it's something similar to this. I'm going to give you a short version, but like, hey, we're here, we know that the power bill has been increasing year after year. I'm sure you can agree. We're just here to see if you guys qualify to go solar for no money out of pocket, no upfront cost whatsoever. That means that if you do qualify, whatever you're already paying to Nova Scotia Power is just redirected towards your own panels. And it's pretty quick and simple. Now my job is very simple, just to get a couple of info from you. I need to check to see your power bill, your electric meter, your electric panel, check your roof very, very briefly, and we send all of those info to our engineers, who are going to see how many panels you would need on your roof to offset all of your usage, your yearly usage. If it looks like a good fit, great. We're going to come and sit down with you, show you everything, answer all your questions. And if it doesn't look like a great fit, no problem. We'll just shoot you a text. We're not here to waste anyone's time. And then you check the meter, check the electric panel, grab the bill, set up an appointment, make sure they understand that obviously they need to be there, both spouses, and what this appointment is going to be about, and that's it. You're on your way. Takes about anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes altogether. That's the job of a setter. Not very difficult. Don't have to answer any specific questions, how the panel works or anything like this. You're really even I highly recommend that you don't even get into that, because your job is not to sell them. It's just to get them curious, maybe a little bit intrigued or interested, and to at least get the info. Sit down, get a customized proposal done by engineers, presented by an expert. I was going to sit down with them, give them all the information for them to eventually be able to make an educated decision. That's the job of the setter. And then the one who's going to go sit down with them, that expert, is called the closer. The closer is a setter that has been doing it for um, at the very least a month, usually 2 3 months, sometimes a little bit longer depending, but someone who has been very consistent as a setter, is not, and then consistent as a closer for himself, self-genner we call that, then can close for the team. So we'll close your deals. Usually going to be me, or right as of right now, August 2025, we have three other team closers. Okay, what the closers do, they sit down with the customer, build a lot of report, a lot of trust, show them everything, the design, government incentives in place, etc., all the numbers, all the savings. And at the end, it's not even a matter of selling, because it's usually a no-brainer. Once everything is explained properly, they have no reason to say no. It's a pretty obvious choice. In most cases, it's not always obviously a perfect scenario, but in most cases, super easy. Sorry, just got a cold. Um, Super smooth and easy. They get enrolled. Um, Now, what should you expect in terms of numbers? First, every time you go out in an afternoon from about 1:30 p.m. until about 8:30, 9 p.m., once you went through the learning curve, you can expect anywhere between one or two to four or five sets. Say the average 2 sets a day. It's a good baseline. Good setters are usually on average 3 to 4 sets a day. When you're starting, maybe one set per day per afternoon. So to give you an idea, the goal being, the average goal for everybody is 10 sets per week. So if you go out for 5 days or 6 days a week, if you work 5 to 6 days a week, 10 sets is not super difficult to get. But obviously you're encouraged to even try to be the best, and in which case be at 15 sets or more per week. The closers right now, myself and my team, on average, we close about 50%. I'm talking on average. I usually close a little bit more. Some of my guys close a little bit less, maybe 40%. So on average in our team right now, very high ratio of closing, about 50%. Then there is usually a couple of cancellations. So to be, because people have time to cancel, or sometimes they don't pay the deposit, whatever it might be. So to be conservative, I always give a baseline of 2 sets out of 10. Every 10 sets, two of them will be closed, guaranteed, paid for, they will be installed, etc., etc. 2 out of 10. It's a good ratio, good baseline to be at. I apologize, I need to send a quick text and I cannot pause. Sorry about that. So now, in terms of numbers, what to expect for that? Well, I hope you're sitting, because it's pretty crazy. As a setter, just for an appointment that you have set, if that appointment is closed and funded, we call that, it's $2,000 on average. It's pretty crazy. $2,000 for just a 10-minute appointment. Obviously, it's not for 10-minute appointment, but you're gonna go, through 10 appointments per week. That means two that are at the minimum that are closed and funded. That means 4 grand for a whole week of work, which is, yeah, pretty amazing. More money than most doctors or lawyers make. And the challenge is to be consistent at that, but the pay is pretty unbelievable and one of the highest commission. Um, Probably across all sales jobs, certainly across all door to door, most certainly across the solar industry in Canada, where the highest paying commissions, highest paid commissions. So pretty crazy. But the best part is you don't just stop as a setter. You're not being hired to be a setter for the rest of your life. The goal will be to be consistent as a setter, and within 1, 2, 3 months, being enrolled, promoted to be a closer. Closer, when you close, basically closer, when you close for someone else, you make on about $3,000 on average, so a little bit more. But when you're a closer, you're actually also a self-generator, meaning you set your own appointments and you go sit down with those people and then you close those deals, and that's where you make the most money, which is basically both commissions combined, which is about 4 or 5 grand for just one customer on average, which is pretty crazy. And there is no cap. So sometimes I have had commissions of 7, 8, 9 grand from one customer. So pretty insane. And obviously I didn't start with the money because we don't do that just for the money. It's also the value that we're bringing to people. It's also the opportunity of growth, of learning. It's absolutely amazing how much you learn, both in communication, in sales, in public speaking, in getting out of your comfort zone, in hustling, right? Because if you want to be making 4 to 10 grand a week, you actually need to put the effort, right? The money doesn't come by itself. You eat what you kill. So in a way, you gotta, the more you work, the more you earn. Straight up. If you study consistently, you put the effort, you put the hours, during the day, during the week, and you're consistent at that, even if it's raining, even if you're tired, even if it's too hot or too cold, whatever it might be. If you're consistent at that, that's when the big money comes. And I'm a proof of it, but I'm not, by far not the only one. Um, Thousands and thousands of salespeople and door-to-door people and solar door-to-door guys across Canada, across North America, are a living proof of the potential. I know personally many that make from $500,000 to $1 million a year, sometimes even just in 6 months, just during the summer, from door to door, guaranteed. I can introduce you to them. But that doesn't, it's not, that's not the end all be all, because once you're a setter, then you're a closer, then you become a team closer, meaning other setters set appointments on your calendar, so you don't have to knock nearly as much. You're literally going to close from one close to another all week. Then after that, you can, there are lots of steps. You can become an assistant manager, manager, regional manager, and so on and so forth. And all of that is on the table for up for grab if you're able to put the effort, the time, and yeah, the sweat that it requires. It can either be the easiest minimum wage job that you ever had, which is do the bare minimum. You're going to be paid maybe 2 to 4 grand per month. Great. But you also have an opportunity here, the real opportunity here, to be making 6 to 10 grand per week. It would be, sorry to say, quite stupid not to take it, and that's why we're connected with you. I hope we're on the same page on that. Um, I can tell you more about the company. I will send you also some documents to tell you more about the company. You're welcome to ask me all the questions that you want. I think that's really the essential that I wanted to share with you today. But there is plenty more discussions to be had. One thing that I would want to add is that not only this job requires big commitment off the doors to study continuously, perfect your skills, sharpen your saw, but also spend time at the doors. But all, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to figure things out on your own. There is a very thorough training program, both the things to do on your own, and that's why I'm here to help you with some one-on-one training. And with our team, we have a fantastic team, and we're all helping one another. So all the training is provided. As long as you come, you commit, and you put the effort, and you actually do it, and you stick to it, and you're consistent in your effort, in your inputs, the outputs will be there, guaranteed. um, that's it for now. 15 minutes, I think it's not too bad. I'll most likely going to talk to you soon. Bye bye.